Welcome to Now Included Unfiltered, a podcast to share real unfiltered stories right from our community. This week, we're back in New Orleans talking to the founder of Quench Hydration, Alma Austin. We talk about her journey of going from ER trauma nurse to entrepreneur, creating space for herself as a Black business owner, bringing up other entrepreneurs, and this issue of having a chronically dehydrated society. These are unfiltered stories. This is an unshakable community. Come on, we've saved you a seat. My name is Tiffany Whitlow, and this is Now Included Unfiltered. Here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Thank you so much for joining me on this ride today. I can't wait to learn more about you and your journey. And I have to start with the reality that we are cousins.
We are.
So this isn't that distant, but we are here
That's
to
right.
celebrate Black excellence and women out here making power moves. And I'm so honored to have you here today. Tell me about Quench, because I haven't been quenched yet. So
Okay.
Tell me about Quench. Tell me about the journey. How did you even get here?
Yeah, so I started out being an ER trauma nurse, and in the ER, you do IV hydrate. I mean, you're putting an IV in every person that comes through the ER, right? So with that, coupled with, the fact that I left the ER, went into medical devices and pharmaceutical sales.
Okay.
So I sold IV bags, tubing. I traveled a lot in larger areas. So what I saw was the combination of my ER experience with my selling skills, and I married those together.
Okay.
So I decided, I'm going to start doing IV hydration.
But what was it like to bet on yourself?
It was scary.
Okay.
It was really scary.
Tell me.
Okay. It was really, really scary because I struggled for about 5 years with the idea of going into it, because I couldn't figure out how I was going to sustain myself financially and go into business in a space that I knew nothing about how that was going to provide for me and my family.
So if there's someone who's listening, who's watching, who's like, I have this idea, I'm not really sure what that next step is going to be. What would you recommend for them to do? What were your first steps?
So you're going to have to do it scared. You're not gonna
do it scared.
You're gonna have to do it scared, because it's never going to be a right time.
Okay.
And then I also feel like you need to be around people who support you. You have to have a very supportive team. That's family, friends, whoever it is. Your community needs to be very supportive.
Okay.
Because those are the ones who are going to support you first. Those are the ones who are going to start utilizing your services first. So you're going to do it scared.
Okay.
And you're not going to have all the pieces together. You're going to have to figure it out as you go.
So one of the things that I talk about often is you have to have a village. I have a great village. You're a part of that village. The family's a part of that village. I feel like I married into the village, right? Because I grew up an only child. I didn't have a big family. I had a lot of friends. My friends became family. And so I wanted to encourage people to tap into your family, tap into your resources. One of our first investors is Aunt Tula, Aunt Joni.
Okay.
And she's been there along the whole journey. She believed in us. And you're saying the same thing. You're saying you tapped into your family, your support network. Those people who were supporting you early on, they were going to support you whether you failed or you were
That's
successful.
right.
Because failure might come to either of us tomorrow.
That's right. Yeah.
And so I just really want to encourage anyone who's listening or who's watching to remember to tap into those people who are already around you. Now tell me, why is this even important? All I hear about right now is the glow up, okay? Because I feel like I need to get injected or something to be glowing up. So how can Quench help with the glow up that's needed?
So it's more than just the glow.
Okay.
Right? So if you think about, or just thinking about studies, about 75% of Americans are walking around dehydrated.
Okay.
So that means 3 out of 4 people are not properly hydrated.
Wow.
Right? So they're not getting enough fluids on a daily basis. And then also in the Black and brown community, it's even higher because of the disparities. You have hypertension, diabetes, autoimmune disorders, especially vitamin deficiencies. So a lot of the foods that we eat and that we cook is overcooked.
Yeah.
So we're not getting the nutrients out of our food that we need. So IV hydration, you're getting 100% of all your vitamins, all your nutrients, everything that you need to balance out those vitamin deficiencies. So
So next time I go order my food extra crispy, I'm gonna think about you.
Yes.
Taking out whatever nutrients was going to be in there.
Right.
Before
Exactly.
it was fried and then fried again.
Right.
Noted. Okay. So tell me, how is it being a Black woman in this space? I mean, like, what is this industry like?
So I can tell you, when I first got started, I made a lot of phone calls trying to find out how do I get started, calling other companies, even calling the state medical examiners that governs the space.
Yeah.
Well, I got no answers.
Okay.
No one was willing to talk about it,
Okay.
you know, they were telling me, oh, you got to be this. Well, I'm like, I want to be the owner, so I want to know how to run it. I
I
know that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I need to work.
Right.
But yeah.
And only physicians can do this, and only that. I'm like, okay, I know. I just want to be the owner, so tell me how to create it. So I really had to find those compliances elsewhere, because no one was willing to put me in those spaces.
Okay.
So I had to create those spaces for myself.
Ooh, I love
so I had to call family who were lawyers, who got into those state medical examiner laws and rules, and making sure that we were compliant. So that was very difficult, because being in a space as being a Black owner, especially being a woman, people, until you do it, they feel like, you know, she may not do it, or, you know, what is she asking? But I just really had to really dig really deep into those resources around me that helped me to be able to create a compliant business for our community.
Yeah, one of the things for us is, like, when I was dreaming about what Now Included could be, I always said we need to be omni-channel, we need to be always on. You know, healthcare is so strange, because if I'm not suffering from cancer, I'm not necessarily going to look for resources related to oncology in general, right?
Right.
And so even for this, it's kind of like, I might be parched, but I'm thinking about drinking a water. I'm not necessarily thinking about going to get an IV. What I really appreciate about your business model is you understand that omni-channel, and you understand it has to be localized, because you're really taking the services to your customers.
Yes.
So how did you decide to have the travel model versus the actual physical location?
Well, so it started out just the fact that in our community, we suffer with a lot of healthcare issues, like cancer, for instance.
Yeah.
And so a lot of those patients, they're not healthy enough or well enough to travel to me. Right? So I want to be able to be available to them. So I created a model where when they book, we come straight to them.
Wow.
So they don't have to worry about getting in the car, feeling ill, throwing up, not feeling well, and trying to add an additional step to come somewhere. Well, we're going to come to you.
I love it.
So we make it convenient for them. And then just knowing that they're already suffering and they're already, you know, fighting, this just creates a space for them to be able to have their wellness and feel better, and their journey back to them. And then, you know, with cancer and chemo, I feel like wellness goes beyond that. So, you know, we're just creating a space for them where they can have access.
So, you know, we're both moms.
Yes.
But you have amazing girls. I'm not blessed with any girls. How is it being an example for them? How is it always having to show up? I mean, you look so flawless. I mean, you really do. You look flawless all the time. I'm like, she really looks Quench all the time. I mean, you look happy. You're looking like you're enjoying the journey. How are you showing up as that person consistently, not only in the workplace, but also for your girls?
I like that, because, you know, what I do, they are my barometer. They are the reason why I do what I do. It's so that I can show up for them. So it's not only what I say, they see me. They see me every day working hard. They see me every day taking care of myself too, because you do have to have balance. You have to create those boundaries too for everyone else around you, so that you can show up for those people that you love.
Yeah.
Because we are in the space where we have always been taught as women, especially in business, to grind harder, to run faster, but, you know, that just leads to burnout. So you have to have you just have to create those spaces for yourself to be able to show up for the people that, you know, need you the most. And I think for me, I love when my girls come back and they tell me, you know, I'm just like you. I just want to be like you.
Oh,
I just
love it. Yes.
So I love it. I just love that when they say that, because
that's when you know you're doing it right.
That's when you know you're doing it right. And you know when you're doing it right too is when your kids are in their 20s and they still want to be around.
You don't have any kids in their 20s, whatever.
This podcast is brought to you by Aclinate's Now Included community.
Get trusted resources backed by medical pros for your health. Tap into real experiences from people who look like you and find a safe place for your story. Walk into a space where being you is celebrated and find your power. Your health, your story, your power.
So you talked about these boundaries. Like, what are some of those boundaries that you set in place?
So some of those boundaries is saying no. You have to learn how to say no. I've said yes. When I first started my business,
Tell me about it. Yes.
I never said no.
Yes.
I always showed up. I was working Monday through Sunday.
Wow.
Until I met another entrepreneur, another business owner who was a woman, and she said, you're going to have to pick a day that is just for you.
Okay.
She said, if you don't do that, you're going to burn out really fast. And just, again, being around people who really pour into you and who really encourage you. I've been around, and this is even my clients who are busy professionals. They know what I do, and there's counselors there. You know, there's all different, multifaceted health industries and, spaces. So they've been telling me, hey, you need to, do you take time for yourself?
Yeah.
Do you do things for yourself?
Yeah.
And so my space in that is I love to travel.
Okay.
So that is when I can disconnect, because if I'm home, I'm going to show up for everyone who calls me, everybody who texts me.
Yeah.
But that's how I've had to disconnect.
That's interesting to like physically remove yourself from that environment so that you actually have that separation. It's forced separation.
You don't have to. You don't have a choice.
I cannot be there.
Right.
Yeah, I want to be there, but I can't be there physically.
I've had to tell myself that that's the only way, because I will overdo it. Because being a people pleaser and wanting people to be happy around me, I think that you can overdo it sometimes. So you have to create those boundaries so that you can be there even for yourself.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Some of the earlier boundaries I would say I put in place for myself, I feel like being a visionary, I have a lot of thoughts. Like I see a problem and I'm like, ooh, here's 3 different ways that we can solve this problem. All the time, and I really can't turn that meter off.
Yeah.
And so, I came up with this method. I feel like it's called pause, breathe, and go. And so essentially it's before I make a decision. Can I pause? Can I reflect? Like, why am I even here trying to make this decision? What are the possible outcomes? Who's it going to benefit? Is this a priority to make right now? Literally breathe and learn how to like internalize those feelings, those emotions. Why am I here? And then go make a decision. And it's really helped other women around me because I have friends who I feel like need to go. Like they've been sitting on pause for too long. You actually had a stop sign. And we need to crank the engine back up. We need to go. Okay. And then you have those people who are like, go, 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 go. And just like you said, you have to pause. You have to give yourself that time. And then there's people who really need to just understand that everything happens internally. So the same way you're saying, you can't really get that glow up. Y'all can put Botox and all this other stuff on the outside you want to, but you're really going to get that real glow up from the inside out. And so I just really appreciate you and that intentionality of like wanting to kind of pour into people, knowing that we're all out here dehydrated with dry lips, and the dry lips mean something. And that's really how you're going to show up. I mean, so it's really like in order for you to really show up, you got to glow up, and vice versa. If you want to glow up, you got to show up. So yes, I just really appreciate that, the Quench mindset, if you will, on why you even exist as a company and what we can do for other people through our journeys and our stories.
Absolutely. And I think too, being in this space, what I love is to be able to reach back and to bring someone up, because I've had people, I've had other people who've wanted to be in this space, other Black women who wanted to be in this space, and I will show them how to do it. I don't charge them for it. I say, if you come with me, you're going to be running hard. But I will show you how to do it, because it was hard for me. So I know how difficult it was to get into this space. So I definitely will open doors. I will create a table.
Because they were open for you.
Yeah, I'll create a table And it's plenty of room.
Yeah, I love it. You can create a table, bring your own chair.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's room for everybody.
I love it. No, I really believe, I've always said, I really actually want a smaller piece of a larger pie.
Right.
Like, there really is so much out here. I mean, and just Black people overall, like, we still trying to catch up. I mean,
right.
in life, in general.
That's right.
People look at me and they're like, well, why do you talk about so much about like Black excellence and Black? And I'm like, because I'm half Black. And really, I was given for adoption because I'm biracial. My biological mom kept my 4 Caucasian siblings. And so it is a part of my lived experience. It is who I am. Somebody looked at the color of my skin and said, I don't want you. I can't have you. You literally could not take me home. And so, you know, it's just a reality for everyone that I really believe we have to show up together. We have to be intentional. We have to be transparent and authentic. I love how you haven't changed, right? You're like, I'm the same mama I am at home. I am the same person in the workplace. And together we really can do so much more.
We can.
Yeah. So what is next for Quench?
The crazy thing is, I still have not quit my main job.
Wait.
Yes.
Breaking news. Maybe for me only.
So, but I can say this. I used the pandemic as an opportunity for me to build this business when I wasn't busy.
Okay.
Right? At my job, my corporate job. And so it created a model where I was able to take myself out of it, so it runs itself. I do step in, I do provide care, I do see my clients, but it runs itself. So I'm really out of it. So the next phase of where I am is to franchise.
Stepping in. Oh, okay. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Just because you want it to grow, because you know there's limitations with you, like what's your main motive? For me, it's generational wealth.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my main motive for why I do what I do is because I didn't have it and I want to build it for my kids.
That's right.
And that's just a reality.
Yeah.
And so, like, everyone around me knows my first goal was be debt free. My next goal was to build generational wealth. So I needed to make up for everything I did wrong before.
So my main focus is generational wealth, to be able to create spaces for my children so that they can have something where if they have dreams that they don't have to work as hard as I did to actually get the resources that I had to do to be able to get where I am. So yes, absolutely. And creating a life that I don't have to escape from. You know, I love, you know, I'm in a space where, you know, I just am enjoying the space that I'm in and I don't have to escape from my life.
Okay, so what does retirement look like?
Retirement looks like a lot of travel.
Okay.
A lot of seeing the rest of the world that I haven't seen and spending time with my kids and my family.
Yeah.
So that's what it looks like for me.
Yeah, and that's like, there literally is nothing else. Like, to know Tiffany Whitlow is to know my kids and my husband and my family are number one.
That's it.
And they're really, everything else is secondary because honestly, I feel like we are replaceable everywhere else. And even though, you know, we've been divorced before, like you are replaceable in a marriage, but you want to move forward like you're really not. Like,
that's really,
I mean, I want to die with this person. And I mean, I have had the pleasure of seeing my grandparents be married for a really long time and know what that's like. So like, that is generational wealth, and that's excellence overall. It is. That's why I breathe, and I'm so excited to share that with someone else. I mean, and really to honor even your grandmother's legacy, right? I mean, Dwayne talks about his grandmother all the time. My husband talks about how much he loves her and what she did for the family. And we see it through your father and my mother-in-law and Aunt Tula and everyone else. Just to know that like we are actually doing what we say we want to do. Like, we say we want to build a generational wealth, but then like put that legacy stamp on it. Like, really make sure your kids understand why you did what you did, and that it's their responsibility to do the same thing and carry it forward. Yeah. Because you can't come up in here and be maxing out credit cards and doing this crazy. I'm gonna work too hard. I got too many grand for all that.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sharing your story. If you had to leave the listeners and the viewers with one thing, what is that one thing?
Rest is productive. So don't ever feel like taking a break, taking time for yourself, and just doing what is necessary for you is not productive.
I love that. Ooh, that's deep. I feel like it hit my soul.
Okay.
Thank you. Until next time.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Unbothered. I love it. I love it.
Thank you for listening to Now Included Unfiltered. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to give us a follow and leave a 5-star review. We'll see you next week. Next week on Now Included Unfiltered.
I'm from the west side of Chicago, born and raised. I was raised by sunflowers. That's what I call my siblings. I was married for 20 years, and in that marriage, I had 6 children. But from my first pregnancy, high blood pressure was an issue.
Oh, wow.
So I ended up in that first pregnancy having preeclampsia at 18, confused, scared, and all that kind of stuff, not even understanding what high blood pressure meant. Swollen, I don't know if anybody's ever seen anybody with preeclampsia, but you swell up like a balloon. And so that ended up being my story with all of my pregnancies. And so eventually a doctor found out that I had a protein S deficiency.
Oh.
It lends to blood clotting.
Did you experience blood
I did. In 2017, I experienced a massive blood clot in my neck and shoulders and arms, which they kept telling me, you're not supposed to be alive. We're like, joke's on you, I still am.